Good morning. Mic check, mic check. Here we go, here we go. Previously on Kimba TV. Isn't that crazy? So think about how many people didn't want to long here, but now they're feeling FOMO here. And how I'm getting ready to shorten it. Isn't that crazy? How it works? Motherfuckers don't want to long here. Motherfuckers don't want to long here. They want to long here. I'm getting ready to short here. Isn't that crazy how the game works? Let's go, let's go. You know what it is. How we doing? Hey, Kachoy, pixel perfect, bitch. Pixel perfect, bitch. Kachoy. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Kachoy. Let's get it, Kachoy. Let's go. Talk to me, lions. Who juice in chat? I'm just doing my thing. Yeah.
You just said.
God damn, Kachaya. Juice. Kachaya. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go, how we doing? Stop the music. All right. I gotta get caffeinated, but 5305 is the biggest boot gamma. So Sol is easy. What do you think about Sol? Sol is easy. I showed you guys the live TPs. Token says, good to hear your voice. What's going on, Exada? What's going on? So this is easy. Mario says, please don't say anything about Sol. I don't need to say anything about Sol because I showed the TPs, talked about it, planned for it, and the math is the math. Yeah, but forget the setup. Are you guys okay on everything? Are we Gucci? We're going to see if a failed auction comes into play. You guys okay? All right. Obviously, like I'm in a short on Sol. Everybody okay? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Everything was planned yesterday. You guys saw my TPs. I showed them. We talked about the SFP and the failed auction. How long ago did we talk about this, chat? Hero?
You just said.
Hero? And we're going to see if we get a failed auction, all right? We good? Okay, any questions? Burbeezy, let's go. Santa, let's go. Yanthro, let's go. All right, any questions?
You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said,
Lions, any questions? What do you think?
He just told us to be prepared.
What do you think? Can we get that juice? All right. I don't know if you guys can see it, but value area high is right here, right where the SFP is. Let me put it here. Let's get it. It's too easy, Lions. Quit playing with me. All right. Any questions? You guys okay? Tia Goog says TP for that juicy so long. I showed it all on stream yesterday. Yeah, so I picked pretty much TP'd the long, pixel perfect, right? And I'm in the short now. All you had to do was just wait for RTH, ladies and gentlemen. Ka-chia! Overnight highs got swept. Normal shit. You know, don't get got. Radizzle says, I got in the short early, but rode out the turbulence. Nice. So you got a 3 drives on Sol, Radizzle. And next time moving forward, be careful about taking a short before the markets open, or a long, because a lot of times the overnight highs and lows, they like to get swept. Yeah. And do you remember where I'm going to TP the short? Do you know where I'm going to TP the short? Where is you going to TP Soul short? Hafuk, dude, are you guys even fucking watching? For weed says 226. I'm going to slap. You said 116. I was about to slap the shit out of you for weed. God. 116, 120, right? Vadimo says, Kimba, why they lower it when there are 48 million in shorts? I say this every day, Vadimo. Don't be talking about shorts are trapped, longs are trapped. That's confluence, not a foundation for an idea. All right. How many longs are trapped, Vadim? Are you sure that you're actually looking at all the data, brother? Make sure you're looking at all the data. Okay? You see this? You see this? Yeah, too many longs, brother. Still a lot of longs. Yeah, look. Get rid of those hoes, man. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking about like the 92.5 zone. And rotating back down to like 80, 82. So like none of this should really be surprising, you know, like we've been talking about 153. Let's rotate that bitch down to like 120. I mean, when I juice, y'all juice. Kachaya! Exclamation giveaway. Quit playing with the math, boy. All right, $250,000 being given away because the math is the math and the juice is the juice and your boy is juicing because we mathin'. Talk to me. BXC says, what's your stop loss on that short? Tell me what it, chat, tell me what it is. What's my entry? BX Stage, remember, brother, I play everything by the book. Okay? So on this, all I had to do was understand that that's a shitty high. Do you understand that that's a shitty high? Okay? This is exactly why I will always say that even if I was already in the short, this is going to stop me out and I'm never going to be in a short from there because that's a bad high. Instead, I'll wait for it to get cleaned. Okay, so this is already giving you the hint that, hey, that might get cleaned. This is exactly why I won't short right there at the 7.5 or 8.86. For better or for worse. Sometimes I'll miss the short and they'll leave the bad high. Sometimes they'll clean it. A lot of times, if you see a bad high right before our markets are going to open, they're going to clean it, right? So all you had to do was wait for RTH. You don't need to bother with the ETH nonsense. All right? Wait for that shit. That's your sweep level. So as soon as it goes like this and it comes back in, you can either market smash there or market smash there. Your entry is right there. Once the 5-minute structure has changed and you make a lower low, your stop loss is now at break even. You can't lose. I do the same thing every single time. Okay, but this is by the book how you're supposed to play a swing fail. And you're never going to be able to execute this like this if you didn't have this marked out in the first place. Do you know when we drew this line? We marked it as an SFP or a failed auction yesterday, but we drew this line almost 2-3 weeks ago. Because what do I always say? Make sure that you have identified bad highs and bad lows. We drew this a while ago. So if you weren't already thinking about, you know, getting up there, like I took a long from here. Like I had a long, think about this for a second. We planned for this months ago. Took the long. I TP'd everything here. I re-entered here yesterday, and then we said that we're going to take it to here. I showed you guys my TPs. We planned for this weeks ago. So if you don't have that kind of conviction of like being able to understand like what you want to see and what you want to do, it's probably hard for you to execute it in the moment of. So, but the way that I played that and I'm playing this now is by the book. I don't make shit up. I don't do what I want to do. I don't, I play it by the book. Okay? Did that help, brother? So now you know that's basically a swing fail. That's how you're supposed to play a swing fail. This is textbook swing fail. Okie dokie. All right. So let's see if we're going to get the failed auction, chat. Any other questions? Where is Kimba trading? I trade on all the exchanges that I promote. Exclamation tools. Rodizzle says, thank you for info. My pleasure. AIM talks says that helped me so much, but showed me that I have a lot to learn. It's really not that much. Yeah. The most important thing that I stated from all of that is that I always move my stop loss to break even when the structure changes. And so I can't lose. Gorgadu says, are you still in the so long? Exclamation rewind, Gorgadu. But Gorgadu, brother, it's not so much about am I in it or am I not. Like I'm planning all of these things out so far in advance, brother. Okay? If I say that I'm going to take a failed auction or a swing fail of Sol, I'm going to do it. I don't know why you keep thinking that if I plan something, weeks in advance, I'm not going to do it. But Gorgadu, did you at least see all of the TPs that I showed? Remember, if you feel like I'm not showing you something, it's because you're just not seeing it yourself. But I'm, All right, Gorgadu. Yeah, so nope, I'm in a short now. And do you remember, let me ask you this, Gorgadu. Do you remember when I closed the entire long here? Do you remember when I closed this long? I closed the entire long right here. And I tried a short. Do you remember? And then we gave up on the short and we said, nah, it's going to go to the next level. So I actually took a long here and I TP'd it here. If we're going to keep going, dude, like I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what I'm looking at, that I'm going to be able to scalp this bitch pretty well, in my opinion. Pavel says everyone wants to short 96. Yeah, like I wouldn't go with this. Everybody wants to do this because even though people might want to short 96, what they say and what they'll do is completely different. Everybody that's talking about shorting 96, they'll probably pussyfoot and figure out a way to not short 96. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that wants to short 96 and is actually going to is also short right now too, right? Because of data. So, I want to short 96 as long as it's not like this weird like version of I'm not in the short, I just hope I can get filled, then it's okay. If somebody is actually going to say, hey, this and this, but yeah, I would just go off of data, even if everybody wants to short 96, do people actually short 96, right? Open interest will tell you. So, yeah, just look at the data. Dimitri says, I know you always use confluence of data like structure, volume, divergence, and levels in some data sets. Hypothetically, if you were to trade only using one type of data, what would you choose to stay with? I wouldn't. Yeah, if I could only trade using one type of data, then that's when I would say I can't trade anymore. I'm guaranteed to lose every time. Wrong person. What's going on? No Juicy. What's going on? Joan Kata says, what do you think about bearish retest 94400 stop loss the high? I don't really know if you know what you're doing because all you gave me were levels. You mentioned nothing about data. Yeah, I would never randomly long or short a level.
Kimbo.
I would always short data.
Let's get it. Kimbo was popping.
Math is the math and juice is the juice. What do you think, chat? Are you surprised or are we good? Chat. Y'all better not be surprised. Hero. Now, who wants to tell me what that is right there? Who wants to tell me what that is right there? Who wants to tell me what that is right there? Tell me. Tell me what that is right there. Tell me what that is. Tell me. So if you missed the soul short, you had an opportunity. You had a fucking. That's your stop loss. You got in. Awesome, awesome. I mean, are we making shit up or is this just the same shit every single time, chat? Now, were you able to take it or are you pissed because I didn't tell you to do it? I did. Was that like in my mind or did I break it down about, hey, you need to think about, should you get stopped out and re-enter at golden pocket? I told everybody to have a fucking plan. I told y'all to have a fucking plan. Told y'all to have a fucking plan. Yep. And do you know where my stop loss and profit is? And do you know how I would play the TP and where I'm thinking about longing next? And that's just Sol. We could get down on DOT. We could get down on Cardano. We could get down on Link. You know, conceptually, it's all the same. How long have I been talking about, 92 to 82, right? And let's not get lost on just the higher time frame stuff, right? Like, let's think about the day-to-day and the probability stuff. We were looking at order flow when Bitcoin was right here. I said, if you don't have buyers starting to step in, the order flow looks like ass. You're going to have problems. Look at what it's doing. It just grabbed the single prints. What does it mean if it grabs all the single prints? You guys tell me. We've all seen this shit together. It's not like I'm making up what grabbing all the single prints mean. It's by the book shit. So here you go. Like value area high and settlement, like bulls. You got maybe 30 minutes to pump this bitch if you really think it's going to be bullish. But yeah, so far not looking good. So my soul short, I feel like, we're still looking good on this. I would love this. So not too bad, Lions. I mean, if you've been able to follow along, we're just testing the shit out of this, ladies and gentlemen. We longed that. We TP'd everything here pretty much. We longed here. We TP'd everything pretty much here. We're now in a short from here. Got to be testing it. And then can you imagine if we get this then? Woo! I mean, we pulled this fib before it even got there. But you guys already know what it is, right? You see how, like, there's really only 15, 30 minutes of work to do every day? You don't have to stare at this shit all day, ladies and gentlemen. Coke Zero says, Welp, I try a long in this bottom. Let's see if it works. If your long is going to work, you're going to be able to get above 92.7. Just get above 92.7, and you've got a fighting chance. So you cleaned all the single prints, so you neutralized the bullish edge. So you have to reclaim bullish edge again, right? So you got like the hidden bull div, all that stuff is looking good. You just need the level, you need the structure, you need the higher high and higher low, not the lower low and lower high, right? So you got everything kind of lining up for you, but so the hidden bull div is there. Open interest looks semi-decent. You know what I mean? So the only thing you need is structure. You want a higher high and higher low. And you would be able to get that if you can just get above the yellow line. All right. And then S&P needs to get back above its own yellow line, 54.28. Otherwise, the way that I'm seeing this, the only place that I would think about longing S&P is probably the point of control, but I really want that funky low to get swept. I'm always going to be ready to long big after that funky low gets cleaned. Who said Trump coin nuked? Well, your definition of a nuke is very different from mine, I guess. That's a North Korean nuke. They blew themselves up. President Trump to host dinner exclusively with the top 220 holders of his coin. What? Yo, straight up, this motherfucker shameless. Secret Service, please don't fucking kill me. God damn.
Not enough Latushi.
What the fuck? CoffeeZilla is going to end up doing an episode on President Trump. This is crazy. CoffeeZilla. Okay, I already know. I'm gonna call it right now. Azaz, go ahead and clip this. CoffeeZilla is gonna do a expose on President Trump, and then 6 months or less later, CoffeeZilla is gonna get deported to a El Salvadorian prison. Okay? And then they're going to talk about, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It was an administrative error. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but all I know is coffee comes from Latin America. All Latin Americans are terrorists and rapists and criminals. So I think he was asking for it. Damn, is Trump coin SFPing? Dude, you gotta fucking be kidding me, man. You guys remember the Dave Chappelle skit? Am I gonna have to slap a bitch? Am I gonna have to short a shitcoin? Am I gonna have to short a shitcoin? Good job. Well, I mean, that's crazy, but the math is the math. All the bad highs got cleaned. Riddler says, I made the same mistake initially before market open. Okay, that's okay. But he took it market open, right? I took the first one. Yeah, I definitely need to note down the ideas for market open. Got you. No. That's okay. Now, let me ask you this. Is this the one that stopped you out? Is that the one that stopped you out? Or was it this one? Because that's going to make a difference for me. Which one stopped you out? Because this did not change structure. So your stop loss would have been here. So did you get stopped out on this one? Did you get stopped out on this one? Or is this the one that stopped you out? The red one? Okay. So you're actually doing the right thing. But the only premise with this is that you have to make sure that you get stopped out close to as break even as possible, which means you have to shave. Okay, so the humid huff, there's two things that I would write down for you. One is a lot of times when the ETH is making moves, it will clean the bad high. Okay? I don't know if you've noticed it, but when markets open, it will clean the overnight high or overnight low. So if this is your first time seeing it, then it's okay. But it happens quite a lot, especially when it has volatile days before. It can happen on S&P and it can happen on Bitcoin. So that's the first thing that maybe you want to think about. The other thing is, since this is the one that got you, you should have known that that's a bad high. Do you feel comfortable about identifying bad highs and bad lows? Because you need to. And humid huff, Have you ever heard me say, if I'm in this short and I get stopped out, and if this is a bad or a weak or a poor high, I'm not in the short here, but I will take this short here? Have you ever heard me talk about that or see me take it? Have you, forget me hearing me talk about it. Have you ever seen me take it? Because I take those a lot. Have you seen my entries where I've showed it and it was the golden pocket bearish retest? Okay? Like, what would make you feel good about a short? Because you might have better risk reward and trying to gamble here, but I bet that you wouldn't want to do it because you're neutral. The only person that's really going to be looking at like a 7-5 bearish retest to clean all this shit is somebody that was already in it. Maybe they got closed out and they were already going to take this re-entry anyways before I said anything. So you're probably not somebody that wants to take this, okay? And you don't have to. But if it does this, okay, you're going to, again, be looking at a failed auction candidate, are you not? So if you don't want to take that, or you don't want to take it now, or you don't want to take the golden pocket, then see if you can see the golden pocket getting lost. We don't get bearish on the penetration. We get bearish on the retest. And see how all of these things, like, you're going to have a fundamental level of trust, and you need to have seen these yourself. If you've never seen an 886 to 618, there's no fucking way you should do this, right? So these are all kind of like concepts that require a little bit of you seeing it in the past on your own. So you're not taking my word for it. You know what the probabilities are. But maybe you don't want to take that short, okay? So if it does start to go down, then how are you going to get back in? So I think, in my opinion, if you don't want to take that short or you don't want to take that short, that's fine. This is probably the next easier one that you can see clear invalidation on. Because what you would want for this short is to do something like this. You want a scenario where you do this, either you don't bounce from the 0.5 or you just turn that into resistance. And then when it does this, that's your invalidation, right? Humid Huff. And does it really matter, brother, if your entry is $150.50, $151.50, $152, or $152.75, if it's going to go to 120? And I guess the thing that I want you to really look at and highlight is how powerful confidence and joy can be when you're trading. So keep it up, Reza. And let's take that 73K, turn it into 7.3 milli. But congratulations. Doesn't surprise me, though. Let's get it. Usually the quietest lions are the ones that are juicing, so that's awesome, man. CMZ says, Kimba, please, could you explain hypothetically where we would enter into another soul short? Unfortunately, I mean, 886, 618. Here's my question. Do you know how to play a failed auction? On God, if this is 886, I'm going to freak out. Quit playing with me. Have you seen this before? I don't know if you know that. So, brother, I could sit here and fucking we could do this all day, but you need to focus more on seeing these things so you can just see it for yourself, brother. I guess if you really wanted to take another short, it would be the golden. And the crazy thing is, brother, we fucking talked about this hours ago, bro. So you gotta get caught the fuck up. And to be honest with you, the fact that somebody like you that is unprepared, that is unwilling to rewind and get caught up, is presented with this trade, it kind of feels baity now. You're not supposed to get these opportunities. So the fact that you're getting this kind of feels baity now. So you gotta, like, if you wanted to take a short, it would either be the 7-5 or the mathematical 886 to 618 rotation. Okay. Some people might have taken some longs here. Do you know what this looks like? Do you know what that is? Like, I don't know what you don't know, but I think instead of just asking me, hey, Kimba, where's the next place where you would short? What I want you to do is take note about 886, 618. Do you even have an anchor VWAP from the local top? Do you even have that anchor VWAP? So your invalidation would be that 152.50, you know, but some people were talking about longing here. Okay. And you know, the 886, you know, and some people might close it at the 618, but that's your answer right there. But yeah, it's kind of hard to, I always get a little bit worried when like the unprepared is asking all of these things and they're also getting presented with the opportunity. So, but yeah, it's, to answer your question, brother, CMZ, it would be the golden pocket. But have you seen that? Do you know how that play works? Okay, do you understand that you need continuation of structure and so the invalidation is the higher high? Are you somebody that's looking for confluence from S&P and, you know, BTC? You know, would you prefer that you got to see the bearish retest of the golden pocket and it made a lower low before you took a soul short? You had so many opportunities to take a soul short. I think it's maybe even more beneficial to figure out why you didn't take the other ones, because those had way better risk reward. Tried to, but I couldn't find it, and I didn't want to lose the continuation of the stream. Okay, that's actually legit. That's actually legit. That's actually legit. Do you have a any questions? So yeah, to answer your question, it would be the bearish retest of the golden pocket or the 75786. You're seeing it right in front of you right now. Okay, what you're really playing is this. Okay, and this can go all the way up there, but changing structure would be bullish. I would definitely have to close a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't close the whole thing. What I would really be interested in would then be to maybe think about longing the structural change. So I would expect it to make a higher high, and then I would try to get the higher low. Yeah. And if that one didn't look good enough, I can still take the golden pocket that should be resistance getting flipped into support, right? Exactly like how I took the long from 138 yesterday. So I feel like there's two ways that I could get into a long if I really wanted to. Yeah, but before we, like, it's going to have to show me a couple things, like turning golden pocket into support, right? So let's not get too carried away. Let's just be objective as possible. I know how to count 30-minute candle closes. I know that it's going to be Macaulay in 49 minutes. You know, I know that the market makers know that we're going to start the giveaway in about 10 minutes and I'm going to actually be leaving in about 25. I got joy. You know? Even if we lost 7.5, the fact that it's a shitty low, and especially with Macaulay Culkin coming in 46 minutes, you still need to be aware of the 1.25 or like a swing fail and then come back in. So there's two obstacles, Kobe, as bears. One is you cannot keep spending time like this. We were supposed to do this as bears. This is bullish. So time spent is tick-tock, tick-tock. Obviously, everybody should be paying attention to volume. So is it real? Is it not? Spot and CME all the way up until Macaulay Culkin time is going to be the best thing to keep an eye on. But you're going to have to, not only you were supposed to get down here, so you're already kind of falling behind on the bearish edge. Even if you broke here, you better stay down there. You can't just clean and then go. Yeah, so Kobe, that's where it's at. Yeah, but you know, it's RTH, so the scalp stuff that we talk about on a day-to-day, you know, is confined to the RTH time frame. So if you get stopped out or whatever, Kobe, we can just get after it again tomorrow. All right. The only other place would just be like another actual bearish retest of the failed low. I think like the 7.5 is like right there or some shit, you know? But we can just, you know, get after it again tomorrow. So, all right. Voice says BTC not helping either. Well, watching fucking 1 minute candles is probably not helping either too, though. Facts or not facts? It's the markets are closed already, Voice. You've been in the game long enough to understand that, you know, it's all like, what do we always say is the objective now that RTH is closed, right? El Niño Diablo de Blanco, right? Dude, Macaulay's going to try to get us, man. Are you ready? I can see longers getting got, like people that thought the 886 long was Gucci. Sweep, bitch. Right? And then also completely stopping out the shorts from up top on the swing fail, right? El Niño Diablo de Blanco. Mew Digital says, if you had to give some advice on getting to your level of knowledge, like where do I need to start? Because I'm kind of good with price action, but then I keep making mistakes. Well, first off, Mew Digital, I have plenty of shit that I got to learn and figure out myself. I think just hanging out will get you caught up in a couple weeks. Moo, like, ask what's one thing that you wish you knew more about out of all the things that we talked about, like swing fail, failed auction, 30-minute candle closes, CME, value area high. Just show up every day, pick something that you want to ask me, and let's nerd out on it. You know? And whatever I don't know, we can figure out together. Whatever you feel like I'm talking bullshit about, you can, you know, redo and Google on your own and something like that, brother. Kachoya! But, yeah, a lot of this stuff is pretty well explained already on YouTube and Google. So start hitting up the Googs. Yeah, but conceptually, what I'm really doing is I'm identifying levels, right? How am I identifying levels? Volume-based levels, time-based levels, and mathematical-based levels. And then I'm just seeing if I have any reason to long or short, aka do I have edge? And how do I determine if I have edge or not? I'm looking at 3, sometimes 4 pieces of data. CVD or any sort of oscillating data divergence. So it could be CVD, RSI, open interest, MACD, whatever, right? But usually I like CVD, so diverging data. I like to see structural edge. So whether it's a failed auction, swing fail, 3 drives, Kimba crown, higher time frame, smaller time frame, 5-minute, 15, 30-minute, higher high, higher low, you know, lower low, lower high. What is it, right? Do I have any sort of order flow or open interest edge? You know, so where did people open? How did we get down there? Did we just dump because we had longs getting stopped out? Did we just pump because shorts were getting squeezed? Did people actually open positions? Did people open positions into a countering divergence? Did we see top longers opening into a hidden bear div? Why would they do that? What is the probability based off of what we've seen when that happens? What we'll think that is going to happen this time. And then last but not least, S&P. Obviously, if traditional markets, S&P, US market is pumping, many risk assets should be pumping, right? Including Bitcoin. If S&P is dumping, most risk assets should be dumping as well, including Bitcoin. So it's those three. It's like those 4 concepts pivoting against the 3 ways that I like to figure out where levels are, and that's it. So which part of those 7 things did you not know? And then ask questions, nerd out, try shit on your own. And with time, I think you'll get caught up on everything that we're doing. Yeah? I'm excited to regroup with you guys tomorrow. I tried to go to bed early last night. Guess what I did? Stayed up all fucking night. Kachoya! Oh man, we got so much cool shit coming up. I can't get shit done fast enough. It's freaking me out sometimes. Thank God for the lettuce. Thank God for the mods. Thank God for the admins. But boy, I cannot get shit done fast enough, man. When are we gonna get this cloning technology like fixed up so I can have like 6 of me just doing my thing. Golly. Man, we've seen some shit, y'all. Just remember, y'all, I started streaming right here. And we were like, that's a flag. And we saw all this shit. Remember this? God damn. Y'all remember that? Oh my God. That was a crazy couple months. This was crazy too. Oh my God. There's like highlights of, there's like clips of me shorting 22K. God damn, boy. Ay. Here we are, chat. What a journey, ladies and gentlemen. Man, it's been a wild ride, boy. You guys understand the significance of this level, correct? You guys understand the significance of this level, correct? Hey, man, let's get after it. Longers, shorters. Bulls, bears, we're all lions now. When you take a step back, it's a little bit easier to see why certain areas are important, right? I can't wait until a year from now, 2 years from now, we're going to be like, hey, how many of y'all remember when we were Bugatti juicing back here? I can't wait, chat. I'll be like, hey, remember when you, how many of y'all remember when you, hey, and you know motherfuckers is going to be getting wrecked from that 320 all the way down to like 180, right? Oh, fuck. Nah, we going to be juicing, man. That's probably like the .5 or something, right? Yeah. Yeah, cheers to many more, Lions. Cheers to many, many more months and years, man. I love you guys. Stay safe. Another day wrapped. Be proud. Be proud. And do your best to show up prepared tomorrow morning. Let's get it. It's a kachuya. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I love it. You love it. For the last 3 years, I've been here every day. All right. Exclamation YouTube. Big Chef Bugatti. Sato, tell him what happens if Big Chef doesn't use stop loss. Big Chef. Hey, you better you better manage risks. Sato's gonna get you. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Stay safe. Let's get out. You did it too early. Got him. Did it too early. Kachaya. Longers, shorters, bulls, bears, we're all lions. I'm rooting for you guys. Stay safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody. Kachaya. He reaving.